And if you say, oh, I don't sing secular music, they will tell you that the particular secular musician has actually sang a song and put God inside, so it's now a Christian song, so you can sing it. People are going to test your boundaries. Boundaries are like gates. So walls are like you're cutting somebody off completely. You're like saying, don't come in at all. There's no way. You can't even break down this wall. But boundaries are like saying that I choose to allow you or not. I can allow you come in, but I choose to tell you where to stay. A guy is touching you anyhow, and you know this guy is driving us somewhere. You pretend like you don't know, like you're a novice. You act like
he's not really, he's just trying to be a father.
The thing you don't know is that magic words are not just for politeness, it's also for assertiveness. This boundary is here, and then somebody has disrespected it. What do? Do you enforce it, or you pretend like it didn't happen? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mmesoma Ilechukwu, and if you are a first timer or you're returning to watch my video, welcome once again. So I'm a confidence and self-esteem coach, and on this channel I talk about faith, life, and confidence. You might find other topics, but generally these are the most important things I talk about on this channel, and if you're interested, it will be a good time for you to subscribe. All right, so today I want to talk about mistakes you're making when you are setting boundaries. What is boundary? Boundary is the line that marks the beginning of something and the ending of something. And then for me to explain it in very simple terms, I like to regard boundaries to mean fences, just like the fence in your house. That fence helps to restrict people from necessarily having access to the house. It's rare to see a beautiful house that doesn't have a fence. Okay, it's always good to have a fence so that if people come, you choose whether they come in or not. So I have a book, Establish the Fences, which I'll talk about later. But boundaries just helps you to say this is where this thing begins, this is where it ends. Okay, and when it comes to setting and enforcing boundaries, you have to understand that there's some mistakes you're making. And that's why probably it's not working for you, and you feel like this boundary thing is so strict. This boundary thing means I should cut them off. I don't want to cut them off. It doesn't mean that. You're just not getting it right. And I'm here to help you know the mistakes you're making. So the first one is that you are not setting clear boundaries. Be very clear with your boundaries. What do you want? Be very specific. Don't expect or think that I can read your mind, because I cannot. Don't call me by night. It's very vague. You can say don't call me by 10 p.m. or when it's 10 p.m. That is more clear. That is clearer. So be very specific and be clear on what exactly you want. So when you don't set clear boundaries, you are up for no boundaries at all, because people don't know what you mean and you don't want them to assume. Okay. Now the number 2 is that you are feeling guilty or apologizing for setting boundaries. You feel guilty, apologize for setting boundaries. Saying sorry indirectly or directly for having boundaries. Now, I want you to stop apologizing for having boundaries. And the funny thing is, sometimes that boundary might not be for a wrong thing. It might just be that it's wrong for you. For example, a particular sister will say that she doesn't want to have a man that has beards. That one is a no-go area for her. She doesn't want a man that has beards or keeps beards. And you will be asking yourself, is it a sin? It's not about is it a sin. You understand? This is just something that she doesn't want. So you might have boundaries that are not necessarily wrong things, but things that are wrong to you or feels wrong to you, or things that you can't just, have around you. Do you understand? So don't feel guilty or apologize because somebody else does not have that same boundary, or the person that he dated does not have that boundary, and then you have it. And nobody should make you feel guilty for having boundaries, because they know that you know what you're doing, but they want to just override it and feel better for overriding it. Number 3 is being inconsistent. Say what you mean and mean what you say. People are going to test your boundary. If you say you don't want to go for that party, they will tell you that the party that person is organizing, the person is a born again. You don't want to go for party, no problem. But that party we are going for is a born again that's holding the party. So I know you want to support your fellow Christians. So let's go. If you say you don't want them to call you by 10 p.m., once it's 10 p.m., they'll call you by 9:55 p.m. or 9:56 or 57 p.m. Do you understand? If you say, oh, I don't sing secular music, they will tell you that the particular secular musician has actually sang a song and put God inside, so it's now a Christian song, so you can sing it. People are going to test your boundaries, and if you're not strong enough, you're going to fall. So one of the mistakes you're making is that you're inconsistent. And be attentive, be sensitive, pay attention to see where they are coming from. If they are trying to be funny, you too use your sense. So Be consistent with your boundaries. Don't change because you see a particular person or you're in a particular situation. Don't pretend about who you are. If you're a Christian, be a Christian. If you are not a Christian, then don't be a Christian. You understand? Don't pretend that you are here and there. Even Bible said it will spew you out. So even if not, this is not just about Christian or non-Christian, anything, don't pretend you are there and there. Be one thing and be consistent with it. Okay. Number 4, over explaining your decisions. This is why my boundary is this. This is why this one happened. This is why are you explaining? Over explaining just makes them feel that you are not serious or you are afraid of actually having that boundary. Do you understand? So unless this person deserves to know why that boundary is there, genuinely, it's okay if they genuinely want to know why that boundary is there. So over explaining your decisions just communicates fear to them and they want to take advantage of that fear. Okay. Number 5 is not enforcing your boundaries. Almost the same thing what I said before. Almost. This boundary is here and then somebody has disrespected it. What do? Do you enforce it or you pretend like it didn't happen? In law, we were taught that a crime is not yet a crime unless there is a punishment for that crime. So if there is something that the government has said this should not be, and there is no punishment or sanction for people that default, then it's not yet a crime. And it must also be coded, it must be written down, apart from, So even if yours may not be written down, at least have a punishment. Not necessarily a punishment like per se, but it could be that they call you by 10 p.m. after you said they shouldn't call you by 10 p.m. You don't pick, number 1. And after that, don't pretend like it didn't happen. Okay? Enforce it. Don't pick. Enforce it. Somebody speaking to you somehow. Don't go and stand there and be enjoying what they are saying to you. Enforce your boundary. You can actually just take permission to walk away or to push the discussion for another time because you have a boundary of people not speaking that way to you. Don't allow people to disrespect your boundaries. Enforce it. Don't just set boundaries. Enforce it. Okay. Number 6, almost the same, enabling the disrespect of your boundaries. You're enabling it. You know that this person is driving at somewhere and you keep quiet. A guy is touching you anyhow, and you know this guy is driving at somewhere. You pretend like you don't know, like you're a novice. You act like he's not really, he's just trying to be a father, or he's just trying to be a sister or a brother. You are a brother, sister is trying to do so, and you pretend, you are enabling it. Once you notice that this person is doing something already that looks funny, stop it right there. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Do you understand? So don't enable the disrespect of your boundaries. Don't be the one that is breaking the boundaries by yourself. Okay? Number 7, mistaking walls for boundaries. Um, Walls. You cannot break down walls easily, but you can open a gate. Yes, you can open a gate. Boundaries are like gates. So walls are like you're cutting somebody off completely. You're like saying, don't come in at all. There's no way. You can't even break down this wall. But boundaries are like saying that I choose to allow you or not. I can allow you come in, but I choose to tell you where to stay. Okay? So don't necessarily cut people off, but you can put them in their place. So if you were putting them at a particular place where they were on a high table, you can bring them down to their level and still treat them accordingly. Somebody has really done you bad thing. Somebody has really hurt you. And you know that this person, even though whether they have changed or not, you don't want to have them at that high position you place them. You can just bring them down and then still respect them, but put them in their place. Don't give them that much regard you had for them. Don't place them too seriously in your life anymore. So it's okay to have boundaries. This is where it starts. This is where it starts. But not walls. You don't necessarily need to cut people off all the time or burn bridges. Even though I know there's a place for that, but I mean just the wisdom around that. Don't mistake walls for boundaries. I always say this: when somebody knows that something is important, they protect it. So if you understand yourself and how important your destiny is, your life, what God has given you, they are worth more than gold to you. You would protect it. If there's something important in a particular room that you have, you lock it. And before you give somebody that key, it must be somebody that's worth it. Do you understand? So how do you see yourself first? Do you even see yourself worthy of boundaries? Do you think that you even deserve to have boundaries? Okay. So don't mistake walls for boundaries. Now, number 8, letting emotions override your boundaries. Oh, they are crying because I said they shouldn't call me. Oh, they are crying because I said I don't want to give them this thing. Oh, they are feeling sad, they're not more talking to me. And then emotions will make you change your boundaries because they don't want you to be their friend again. Because they are crying, because you're feeling sad. Don't let emotions make you inconsistent, because emotions will go, feelings will die off. But what you said you will keep should be kept. What does your word mean to you? Are you just there keeping boundaries just because you want to just be among? Because I've said that about boundaries, you want to keep boundaries. Why are you even keeping the boundaries? I will still get to that. So don't let emotions override your boundaries. No matter how they feel or how you feel, still stick to what you want and what you've said. Now, number 9, fighting over your boundaries. If you necessarily need to fight to communicate your boundaries, then you don't deserve it. So politely yet firmly communicating your feelings is what I want you to do. And in my school, I teach my clients about the use of magic words, especially my baby lions and lionesses. I teach them to use their magic words, the please, excuse me, sorry, and thank you. Okay, pardon me, and all that. I tell them to use it. The thing you don't know is that magic words are not just for politeness, it's also for assertiveness. So, for example, I can tell you, please, I want to request something. That is you making a request and adding please. That's a different one. And there's another kind of please that you say to establish a boundary. For example, please get out. That is please, but this please is firmer and is used for communicating your boundary. Another one is sorry, I don't want this, thank you. Or I can't be there, thank you. Oh, sorry, this offer is nice, but I don't want it. You must not even say sorry, you must not apologize. For example, this offer is nice, but I don't want it, thank you. Oh, I can't be at that party, thank you. You know, without explaining, without saying sorry necessarily. So, or you say, excuse you, or you say something like, please, I demand an answer from you. It is firmer and polite, okay? There's use of magic words, but it is firmer. So sometimes using those magic words is not just for where you want to be sweet. Sometimes it's for you to be firm and assert. Do you understand? So don't fight. Politely yet firmly communicate your feelings. Now, number 10, not knowing why the boundaries are there. You have boundary, I don't know why. Is that why that can keep you strong? Is that why that when they are trying to be funny, you remember that this is why I kept this boundary. I cannot go back. Oh. Do you understand? So when you know that it's because I don't want to mess up myself, that's why I said they shouldn't touch me anyhow. You will not be doing anyhow when they are feeling bad or insulting you because you have a boundary. Because you remember or you know why you kept that boundary there. So know why you have a boundary and stick to it and have it at the back of your mind. It's going to help you even on tough days, because when it comes to boundaries, there'll be tough days. I know that there's a place of sacrifice, there's a place of giving grace, there's a place of forgiving and all that, and loving and all that. But you know when how far is too far. And in that case, you need to establish your boundaries, establish the fence. You need to enforce your boundaries. Okay, so don't apologize for having boundaries and be very, very, very clear. I have a book, Establish Differences, for 2,500 naira. It's going to really help you. It's an ebook. I think you should read it. Everybody should read that book. It's going to help you to set and enforce boundaries. If you've not liked this video at this point, what's up? Like this video. Like the video. Most times we see many views and then we don't see, just see 4 likes. Abba, you like something and you don't like it. You like something and you don't like it. So please like the video, share, say something on the comment section. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to share with somebody out there that is struggling with boundaries. This video is going to really help them. If you want us to coach you in School of Confidence, the details are on the screen. If you have questions for me, ask on the comment section. If you have more ideas on videos I should make for you people, drop them on the comment section also. I love you all. Thank you for being here, and see you in my next video. My name is Miss Omalichkwan. Of course, I am your confidence doctor. Bye for now.